Hey, what's up, guys? Kato's Kennel back at you with my WWE WrestleMania 34 predictions video. WrestleMania is live this Sunday on the WWE Network. Don't really have these matches in any random, they're just randomized. I just kind of jotted them down a little bit ago. Um, I think this thing's probably going to be about a 7.5 hour show, kind of like it was last year, just with all the matches they have on here. Um, Pre-show, they've got three matches down. The first, I'm going to start with the women's battle royal. Really, with the women's division, minus what's going on with Alexa and Nia, there's really only one major development going on Raw, and that's what's going on between Bailey and Sasha Banks. So, really, storyline purposes, it makes sense for those two to be the last women in the battle royal. And I'm going to go with Sasha Banks going over Bailey only because it's going to solidify Sasha as a heel, and it's also going to keep the program with Bailey going. I think next month is Backlash. It's either Backlash or Extreme Rules or one of those. But I look for Bailey and Sasha to have a one-on-one match at that pay-per-view just to continue the story. So the women's battle royal, again, I'm going to go with Sasha just for. I think I don't know if she's turned full-blown heel yet, but if not, it's definitely coming. As for the other battle royal, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, I don't even know who's in it. I hate to say it, but I don't care who wins it because it's meaningless if you think about it. I mean, think about all the winners. You know, you look at Cesaro winning it at WrestleMania 30. What'd they do with Cesaro after that? Really nothing. You know, 31, you had Big Show win it. Nothing came of it. 32, you had Baron Corbin, and I mean, granted, he's had a little bit of success here and there. Nothing really came out of it. Last year, you had Mojo Rawley. Yeah, I mean, the Hype Brothers imploded, but after that, really, what did Mojo do? Nothing. You know, personally, I think the Under the Giant winner needs to get a title shot, whether it be for the world title, the Universal title, or the WWE title. You know, give the winner a title shot. You know, you never know. I mean, I just think something needs to be given the winner of this battle royal other than a trophy. So why not give him a title shot? It just to me that just makes the most logical sense. Of the people I know that are in the battle royal, and I'm just going to go on a whim. I'd love to see Bray Wyatt win it because ever since Bray dropped the belt last year at WrestleMania 33 to Randy Orton, Bray has just been nothing, and it's just depressing because Bray Wyatt is too talented for anything else. I mean, Bray Wyatt should have had at least a 6 month run with the WWE title last year, but he won it at Elimination Chamber, dropped it immediately to Randy Orton. So I don't even know if Bray's in it. I'm just kind of going on a whim. I'm just going to pick Bray. I'm hoping Bray wins. I really am. Like I said, I think he's too good to not have a significant role in the company. But cruiserweight title tournament final between Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. Finally, after months of not having a cruiserweight champion, we're going to crown one come Sunday. Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali. I think Cedric is groomed for this. I think they've been planning Cedric Alexander to win the cruiserweight title for quite some time. If memory serves me correctly, he was supposed to face Enzo Amore back at the Royal Rumble before this whole rape allegation thing with Enzo happened. And I think Cedric was pinned to beat him then. It just seems like every time Cedric's had his chance, for some reason beyond his control, he's come up short. I like Mustafa Ali. I think he's a great athlete. I love his finisher. But I think I think Cedric's going to take it. I love Cedric's finisher, the lumbar check. That's a fucking sick move. But yeah, give the belt to Cedric. Give him I mean, you don't have to be a lengthy run. Just give him a taste with a run with the belt. As far as I know, that's all on the pre-show, which is nice because I mean, really, the rest of these matches they have a place on the main card. So again, random order. I'm not gonna really go. I'm gonna save the main event matches till toward the end. But first match, I got SmackDown Tag Team titles on the line. Champions the Usos to face the New Day and the Bludgeon Brothers in a triple threat match. I don't think New Day's going to win because I mean the Usos and the New Day had an incredible feud last year over the tag team titles, and to me, the Bludgeon Brothers are in this match for one reason, and that is to win the titles. There's no other point. If the Bludgeon Brothers lose, where do they go from here? I mean, really, the New Day's established. Usos are established. uh, Rowan and Harper are established as the Wyatt family, but really not as the Bludgeon Brothers. They've all they've done is dismantle local talent and Breezango. I mean, who gives a shit, you know? Um, so I'm definitely going to say the Bludgeon Brothers are going to walk out tag team titles with the SmackDown tag team titles. I have a lot. I'm going to just forewarn you. I have a lot of title changes on the card. I don't know. I don't know the last time we had a WrestleMania right off the top of my head where we had every title change hands, but I got a lot of title changes, so be prepared. Uh, the Raw tag team titles, the Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro to defend against Braun Strowman and the mystery partner. As much as I'd like to see Braun go with the Brain Strowman angle that he did on this past Monday on Raw, I don't think that's going to be the case. I've seen online reports talking about possibly Rey Mysterio being Braun's partner. I don't see that happening very much. Last I knew, Rey suffered a triceps injury or a biceps injury. Um, so I don't think he's going to be a part. He might be backstage for WrestleMania, but I don't look for him to actually be on the card. Um, there's other names that have been tossed around. Samoa Joe's another one that's been tossed around. He's been injured since last year. Um, I've also seen the possibility of what about Elias? I mean, I really like Elias. I don't really see a point in him teaming with Braun Strowman, considering these two pretty much beat the shit out of each other throughout the last month or so, since after the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view back in February. I just don't see Elias being his partner. It made his story, for storyline purposes, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Braun Strowman needs to go into this match single-handedly and take down the Bar and just win the tag team title solo. I mean, why not? He's a monster, for Christ's sake. Build him as a monster. I'd love to see Braun win the Universal title sometime down the road in 2018. Again, Braun's one of those, much like I said about Bray Wyatt earlier. He's too good just to be a mid-card guy. You need to elevate him and give him a run with the title. So, not sure who his partner is going to be. Like I said, I'd love to see him do it single-handedly. So I'm gonna go with Braun taking the belts solo. So, U.S. title on the line over on SmackDown. Champion Randy Orton to defend against Rusev, Jinder Mahal, and who's the other one? No, yeah, Bobby Roode in a fatal 4-way match. Initially, I want to say Jinder, because ever since Jinder Mahal lost the WWE title to AJ Styles last year before the Survivor Series, Jinder hasn't really done much of anything. And it's kind of, Jinder as the WWE champion was not a really likely experiment, if you will. A lot of people bitched about it. A lot of people complained about it because, Jinder went from being a jobber to a world champion in a span of, 2 or 3 years. I didn't mind Jinder's run. It was a little annoying toward the end. I think they got it right when he dropped it to AJ Styles on account, because nobody on the planet wanted to see Brock and Jinder. I mean, for Christ's sake, Brock would mop the floor with him. But I'm going to go Jinder. I'm going to stick with my gut. I'm going to say Jinder Mahal is going to walk out of WrestleMania with the U.S. title. Like I said, Rusev, I've seen reports Rusev's asked for his release because he's unhappy with the company. This whole Rusev Day thing started, and he really got over with the Rusev Day thing. He really did. Whether he sticks around, I don't know. But Randy Orton doesn't need the U.S. title. He's well established without it. Bobby Roode, I think, is going to get another run down the road. I think it'd be Bobby and Jinder feuding after WrestleMania for the U.S. title, and I think Roode will end up beating Jinder down the road. But yeah, Jinder walking out with the U.S. title. Intercontinental title on the line over on Raw. Champion and new father, The Miz, to defend against Seth Rollins and Finn Balor in a triple threat match. I can tell you one thing: Miz is probably going to be losing the belt on account. Again, he just became a father. Him and Maurice just celebrated the birth of their daughter last week. So I think Miz is going to take some time off, spend some time with his kid. I don't know if he has another movie coming out or whatnot, but as far as Seth and Finn, I think they're both on par with each other. They had a great match this past Monday on Raw, which part of me kind of is leaning toward Finn on account because Seth got the upper hand on Raw. But I think Seth's got more momentum going into WrestleMania, and quite frankly, I'm going to go with my gut again. I'm going to say Seth Rollins is going to walk out of WrestleMania 34 with the Intercontinental title, which is good. Seth has never had a run with the IC belt. Well, for that matter, neither has Finn Balor, but I think Seth and Finn could have a nice feud back and forth, maybe a Backlash. They have a one-on-one match for the strap, but so I'm going to stick with Seth Rollins on that. Next matchup, the SmackDown Tag Team match, Daniel Bryan, his return to the ring, which I cannot wait for. I couldn't be more happy for Daniel Bryan being able to come back from what everyone thought was a career-ending injury. Um, Teaming with Shane McMahon to face Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Stipulations are if Daniel and Shane win, Sami and Kevin remain fired. However, if Sami and Kevin win, they are reinstated to SmackDown Live. I look at this match in two different ways. Either way, there's going to be a heel turn. There's nothing on this planet that's going to tell me otherwise that there's not going to be a heel turn. If Sami and Kevin lose, they're probably going to go to Raw, which SmackDown's not going to want that because that's just two more stars they don't have on their show. A lot of people I've seen on social media are saying Daniel Bryan's going to turn heel. Daniel Bryan's going to turn heel. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Daniel Bryan, with the exception of maybe AJ Styles, is the hottest thing going in the company right now. If they did turn Daniel heel, they'd still cheer him. That's just how over he is. Shane is a McMahon. The McMahons are known to turn at the drop of a dime. I think that I've read that Shane does, in fact, have a legitimate hernia. He's postponed his surgery until after WrestleMania, from what I've read, after being powerbombed on that steel, whatever the hell that thing was that Kevin Owens powerbombed him on several weeks back. But I think it'd be a nice swerve if Shane turned on Daniel. You don't want Daniel to lose his return match. I get that. I really do, and I'm not saying that ideally it would make sense for Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon to lose, but if you have Daniel lose because his partner turns on him and it's basically a 3-on-1 mugging at the end of the match, it still keeps Daniel looking strong. Because honestly, I'm going to make it a very early prediction. I look for Daniel Bryan to win the Royal Rumble in 2019 and go on to WrestleMania 35. I'm just stating that right now. I think Daniel was long overdue to win a Royal Rumble. But for storyline purposes, Daniel and Shane were at each other's throats for the last 6, 7, 8 months about everything. And now all of a sudden, because they both get attacked by the same two guys, they're just going to hug it out in the middle of the ring. I mean, give me a break, and everybody can see the writing on the wall. There's going to be a heel turn. And maybe I'm completely off my rocker. I could be. I mean, you never know. But I smell a heel turn coming. Daniel Bryan, you don't want to turn him heel because he's the hottest thing going right now. And Shane, being his last name is McMahon, we've seen McMahon's, look at the most obvious one I can think of is Vince McMahon turning against The Rock at WrestleMania 16 or WrestleMania 2000. It wouldn't be the first time a McMahon has screwed over somebody. So for that, I'm definitely going to go with Kevin and Sami because I look for him to stay on SmackDown. And who knows with Shane at the helm, could be a triangle to just run roughshod over SmackDown. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Get back to the title matches. The Raw Women's Championship on the line. Champion Alexa Bliss to defend against Nia Jax. This whole feud has really been more or less about bullying, fat shaming, whatever you want to call it. And I mean, the WWE is so anti-bullying. It would make sense to have Nia go over. And that's my prediction. I'm going to go with Nia Jax. I think it's going to have that feel-good moment where, Nia overcomes the bully per se. And there's always the chance that Alexa could do something like get herself intentionally counted out, intentionally disqualified or something like that. And I think if that does happen, I think Kurt Angle comes out and says, hey, Alexa, you're not getting away this easy, blah, 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 restart the match. There's, or if you lose via disqualification or count out intentionally, you're going to lose the title or something along those lines. But I mean, on paper, it's a mismatch. Alexa's super tiny. Nia could just squish her like a bug. But ultimately, I am going to say Nia Jax over Alexa Bliss. So, and I'll tell you, this is probably one of the matches I'm looking forward to the most. Is the SmackDown Women's Title on the line, champion Charlotte Flair to defend against Asuka. And honestly, this one is literally a heads or tails. I think if anybody can end the streak, it's going to be Charlotte Flair. My thing is, I just don't see them ending the streak right now. It can go one of two ways. If Charlotte does win, which I don't think she's going to, I'm going to go with Asuka. But if Charlotte wins and breaks the streak, I look for Carmella to come out and cash in her Money in the Bank and pin Charlotte and walk out with the title. But I'm going to go with Asuka winning the title. Carmella is going to cash in, but lose. And Asuka is going to beat Charlotte and Carmella in the same night. I look for Asuka to hold on. Maybe you have a rematch with Charlotte Flair. Maybe you do it again at SummerSlam and have Charlotte get the nod. I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say that Ronda Rousey is going to be facing Asuka either at SummerSlam or possibly at WrestleMania 35. I hope not. I really don't. I see Ronda becoming the champion down the road. I mean, that's, partially why they brought her in. But I just think that the streak needs to continue. You keep Asuka looking strong. And I mean, like I said, this match, you give these girls a good 10, 20 minutes and they're going to tear the house down. They really are. It's honestly probably, like I said, the second most anticipated match on the card, in my opinion. I mean, feel free to leave a comment, what you're looking forward to the most, but this is definitely number 2 on my list, this women's title match. And usually you think about how far the women have come. I mean, women's matches used to be piss breaks. They really did. But now everything they've done, it's just these 2 women. You have the right 2 women, fighting for a championship on the biggest show of the year. So no doubt in my mind, it's going to be a great match either way. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey to face the Authority, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon in a mixed tag match. Folks, I got to be honest with you. When this match first started to get some steam, like when Rousey first debuted at the Royal Rumble back in January, you just had that Ronda Stephanie feel. And then it turned into the mixed tag or whatever. I'm not looking forward to this match at all. I think this match is all hype. I've not been impressed with Ronda's promos. The spot at Elimination Chamber when she put Triple H to the table was kind of cool. But Ronda just doesn't seem to she's not a wrestler. The Samoan drop she did on Stephanie a couple weeks ago just looked bad. It looked botchy. It looked like, she botched the move, and you're not going to bring Ronda Rousey in and have her lose her debut match. So Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey are going to go over, and Ronda Rousey is going to pin Stephanie McMahon. It's that simple. It's going to be uneventful. I mean, yeah, I'm sure you're going to have like moments where like Rousey's going to get her cheap shots in or her pot shots in on Triple H. But again, it boils down to, you're not going to have Ronda lose her debut match. You didn't bring her in to have her lose to Stephanie McMahon at WrestleMania. So Kurt and Ronda, there's your winners. And then where does Ronda go from here? Maybe a singles match against Stephanie at SummerSlam. You want to do that on a bigger stage. You don't want to do it at WrestleMania being her first match. But I mean, and again, maybe it's a one and done, and then Ronda moves on to something else. But I wish this was the main event. It's probably not going to be. The WWE Championship on the line. The champion AJ Styles, the phenomenal one, to face the King of Strong Style Shinsuke Nakamura. This match is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most. I saw them at Wrestle Kingdom 10, New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 10. As far as I know, this is the only match. That's the only match they've had prior to Sunday, and it was a classic. It was a great match. AJ Styles ended up winning the match, and that's why I think, because of this being their second meeting, um, I love AJ. I do. AJ is probably my favorite wrestler in the WWE right now. Um, but I've got to give the nod to Shinsuke Nakamura. I think last year Shinsuke had when Jinder Mahal was the WWE champion, Shinsuke lost both at SummerSlam and then again in Hell in a Cell to Jinder, and I just, are you really gonna deny him, a third time? But a lot of people on I've seen a lot of people on Twitter, on Facebook, or whatever, just bashing that, Shinsuke doesn't deserve this, blah 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 blah. He didn't deserve to win the Royal Rumble. Okay, let's look at the Royal Rumble. The last three were Shinsuke Nakamura, John Cena, and Roman Reigns. You know damn well if John Cena won his third Royal Rumble to tie Stone Cold Steve Austin, the fans were going to shit all over that. And you know damn well if Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble again, especially in Philadelphia, the fans were going to completely take a shit all over the arena and everywhere else for that matter. So, I mean, I thought it was great when Shinsuke won the Rumble. And it didn't take him long to decide that he was going to go after AJ Styles. And I look for this match to get at least a good solid 20, 30 minutes, and I hope they do. I hope they just let him go. They let him just tear the house down, because honest to God, these two guys can work their asses off, and I think that's what they're going to do at WrestleMania. I think Shinsuke's going to come out on top. AJ's certainly going to get rematches, don't get me wrong, but I just think for WrestleMania, I think Shinsuke deserves the nod. I think he deserves a big time moment on the grandest stage of them all. So, again, feel free, comment, leave me your thoughts on that. And now, before I get to the main event, I want to kind of address the John Cena Undertaker issue. I don't think they're going to have a match. I mean, Undertaker's clearly no-showed. He hasn't responded to John's challenges or anything like that. But I do think we're going to get some type of a confrontation between the two. John Cena's going as a fan. We all know that's bullshit. You know damn well there's going to be more to it than that. So I think, Cena might even do a promo. He might even get in the ring and cut a promo and talk about, how Undertaker's a pussy, or he's a coward, or, something along those lines. And of course, Kid Rock is being inducted into the Hall of Fame ceremony tonight. You know damn well he's going to be at WrestleMania, because they always do the Hall of Fame thing, sometime during the show. And I just think Cena's going to be in there just, running his mouth. And then all of a sudden you're going to hear that American Badass theme by Kid, and Kid Rock's going to basically, perform, and out comes the Undertaker. He's not going to be the dead man. I don't think the dead man's going to be, he left his shit in the ring, last year at WrestleMania 35, or almost at 35, at WrestleMania 33. And I just think it's fitting. It would be fitting if the Undertaker came out dressed as, if not the biker Undertaker, just as himself, as Mark Calloway. It would make sense, because he's coming out to defend his honor and to defend his name, because, Undertaker's not a pussy, and I think Cena's going to eat a tombstone. I don't think they're going to have a match. I really don't, but I do believe that John Cena's eating a tombstone in New Orleans come Sunday. Now we get to the main event. I'm going to tell you right now, Brock Lesnar defending the Universal title against Roman Reigns. Really, there's not a lot to say about this match, guys. Everybody and their mothers knows Roman Reigns is winning the Universal title on Sunday. It's been written on the wall for over a year. Everybody knew it last year when Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker in the main event of WrestleMania 33, that it was going to be Brock and Roman this year at WrestleMania 34. I can say I've liked the build to the match. This match much better than their build at WrestleMania 31. The fucking infamous let's play tug of war with a belt bullshit. I think the WWE has done everything they can to make Roman look like, he's going to defy all the odds. My only issue was if this match main events WrestleMania, which it's probably going to, the fans are going to shit a brick. Okay, this match is going to become a dud. And the reason being because nobody, I have no issue with Roman Reigns. I really don't. I'm not, Roman went through his, he had three runs with the title, um, going back to the end of 2015, beginning of 2016, and they got nailed for the drug violation of the substance, the awareness substance, whatever the hell thing. And Roman served his time. Roman lost clean at Money in the Bank last year or I'm sorry, in 2016 to Seth Rollins. Roman did his time. Roman served his punishment for that. Roman hasn't been anywhere near a world title since that time. Now here, again, the writing was written on the wall long, long ago. The Elimination Chamber, the 7-man Elimination Chamber match that happened back in February, when Roman was in, everybody knew right then and there Roman was going to walk out the winner and facing Brock Lesnar this year at WrestleMania. And like I said, there's really no other recourse and no other thing to say about it other than, Brock's leaving the WWE after WrestleMania. He's probably going to go back to the UFC. And I mean, good for Brock. I love Brock. I mean, Brock is a certified badass. I mean, if I crossed him in an alley, I'd just go the other way. But the fans are they're gonna shit on it. I know they are, because so many people hate Roman Reigns. They hate the way he was just pushed to the top as quickly as he was, and he's basically John Cena 2.0. I mean, everybody and their mothers have commented on that. How Roman's being shoved down our throats and all that crap. Vince McMahon, when he gets a hair up his ass, you look at Hulk Hogan in the 80s and the early part of the 90s. It was all about Hulk Hogan. Then The Rock. It was like The Rock and Stone Cold. They both came up, and then it became about John Cena. Now John Cena's going away or starting to fade out per se, and now Vince needs a new racehorse, and that for whatever reason that racehorse is Roman Reigns. So I think everybody just kind of needs to be prepared that we're going to see a new Universal Champion this Sunday. So, and that with just like that is the end. 13 matches are booked for this thing. Like I said, it's probably going to be another 7-hour show, but I'll definitely be watching it live. I do intend. I'm going to try to come up either late Sunday night or possibly early Monday morning, whatever is whenever I can fit it in, with a WrestleMania recap. My thoughts on the pay-per-view as a whole. So enjoy WrestleMania. On paper, it looks like a great card. Like I said, a couple matches are pretty much dead giveaways, but it should be a really good show. Really looking forward to it. So leave me your comments. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, my predictions could be way off. Then again, they could be spot on. I don't know. We'll find out Sunday. So that is the end of that. I will talk to you guys sometime this weekend. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching.